Chenganur, a small municipal town in central Kerala. Not many would have heard of this place till now. A resident of this town, Saritha Nair, has put Chenganur on the national map. Her claim to fame, two fake companies known as Team Solar Energy Solutions and Swiss Solar. Used to cheat several people by collecting many crores of rupees from them. Promising to install solar power plants.
Though Saritha Nair was arrested once before, it did not get much publicity. Only when she was picked up in the solar scam did people in her hometown of Chenganur realize that it was the girl next door. This ancestral house of Saritha Nair has been locked up for many years as she moved on under the assumed name of Lakshmi Nair, moving from town to town in search of newer victims and big bucks.
But this solar scam is just the tip of the iceberg. Saritha Nair, a fake lobbyist, a con artist, has much more to her credit. It's a story of deceit, sleaze, web of allegations and half-truths. A scandal that has reached right to the doorstep of the head of the state. The tale of deception first came to light on June 3, 2013, with the arrest of Saritha Nair, alias Lakshmi. A 35-year-old attractive con woman, the co-owner of the solar racket. Arrested for cheating a businessman based near Kochi of over 40 lakhs. By promising to install a mega solar power project for him. But this is not the first time that Miss Nair was executing a con job with such conviction. And she was not the only player.
So people like Saritha Nair and Biju Radhakrishnan, who are actually fraudsters and who are donning the mantle of entrepreneurs or some real estate agents or something, they are getting the same treatment where in Delhi the people like big business house emperors are getting. So this being is small states, even such incidents happen regularly. I think these guys are misusing that freedom they are getting in the minister's office and all. Even the ministers, I think at least some ministers, I am not sure about everybody, at least some ministers and some MLAs have confessed that they were not even aware of the intention of this. They were seeing them as serious entrepreneurs and who are working in new age technologies like solar, wind farm and solar panels and all.
The second racketeer, Biju Radhakrishnan. On June 17, Biju was arrested from Coimbatore in connection with the murder of his wife Reshmi in 2006. Biju wanted to live with Saritha, which his second wife opposed.
Though it was alleged that Biju Radhakrishnan had murdered his first wife and there were 14 cases of cheating pending against him, he had enough clout even in the last left-run government to elude the law. He is the mastermind and the chief strategist of the solar scam, using Saritha Nair as a front to gain access to the corridors of power.
The script took a dramatic turn when Biju dragged the names of Saritha and former minister and actor K.B. Ganesh Kumar into the muck. Earlier, Ganesh's wife had accused him of having an extramarital affair, and once again, Ganesh is not the only top politician allegedly involved. It all began in the second week of June, when details of phone calls made by two staff members of Chief Minister Oommen Chandy to Sarita went public. By now, the UDF government in Kerala was firmly dragged into the sleaze scandal.
These are all allegations. Mr. Sridhar Nair came to my office and met me with a group of people. He was the president of the Quarry Association. Then their association's members were also present. In their presence, he gave me a representation regarding their problems.
A crime-ridden life complete with sinister plots and devious plans. Sarita used 6 aliases while reportedly in close relationships with many millionaires and businessmen in the state. She went by the name of Mumtaz in a majority of cases.
അതൊന്നും നമ്മളോട് പറയാറില്ല. ഇവിടെ പൈസ അന്വേഷിച്ച് വരുമ്പോൾ ഞാൻ സരിതനെ ഫോണിൽ വിളിച്ച് പറയും, സരിത ഇവിടെ കസ്റ്റമർ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്, പൈസ കൊടുക്കാൻ എന്തിനാണെന്ന് അറിയില്ല, അതൊന്നും കറക്റ്റായിട്ട് അത് കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്യും സരിത, എല്ലാം ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാവട്ടെ, പൈസ ചോദിച്ചൊക്കെ വരുമ്പോൾ നാണക്കേടാവില്ലെന്ന് ഇങ്ങനെ പലപ്പോഴും പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞ് ചേച്ചി അത് ഞാൻ ശരിയാക്കാം ചേച്ചി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുള്ള കാര്യം പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ 60 ലക്ഷം രൂപ വരും ചേച്ചി ഇപ്പോൾ കടം വീട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇനി ഞാൻ പറ്റാവുന്നിടത്തോളം വീട്ടാം. പക്ഷേ എൻ്റെ കയ്യിലെല്ലാം പൈസ കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം ബിജു ആണ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത്. ബിജുവിനോട് അത് സംബന്ധിച്ചാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ രണ്ടുപേരും കൂടി തെറ്റാനുണ്ടായിരുന്ന കാരണം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്.
Cops say Sarita would use a hidden camera to capture powerful people in compromising positions with her and then blackmail them for favors. Call data records from her phone show Sarita had people in the Chief Minister's office who would do anything for her. They included Chandy's most loyal and trusted secretaries. Records show that Sarita had exchanged hundreds of calls with these people in the days before her arrest. It was later proved that she was a regular visitor at Chandy's office and that she was held in awe and respect by people in the state secretariat. It was easy for the opposition to convincingly allege that several of the calls from Sarita to Chandy's aides were actually meant for him, for he had never kept a phone of his own.
If you examine the call list of those who were exposed, many of the calls were made after midnight and all. Whatever may be the reason they are telling outside, it is not that easy to believe that they were discussing serious business at that time of the day or something. So again, the money factor is also there, because many of the investors who have invested in this project and lost money are yet to come up with complaints, because they have lost completely black money in the project. They were also searching for avenues to make this black money white, and this man provided the platform. He offered them, he provided several schemes, and he said everything will be okay and you can trust me and invest me. For ensuring that the trust factor exists, he used his cards well. He is a friend of that minister, he is a friend of that personal secretary of this minister, and he even forged the letters to say that the company has the approval of the government and all. So thus he created a trust factor and then used that trust factor to convince people to invest their black money. So in a way, both of them have committed errors, committed crimes, because this black money investment is a crime.
God's own country now reeling under the solar heat. Starlets, sleaze, blackmail and murder forming the background of the mega scam. A government brought to its knees. A political party thrown completely into chaos. And suddenly, a third player emerged.
The biggest scam to hit Kerala in recent times, at least in terms of political impact, is now known as the solar scam. But there is a wind element to it too. The scamsters had allegedly taken some of the victims, promising them to set up windmills for them in the state of Tamil Nadu. They took potential investors on a conductor tour along this stretch between Nagarkoil and Tirunelveli. claiming that they had set up many of these plans. They also dropped the names of a few political bigwigs, saying that the company had set up plans for them too.
TV serial actress Shalu Menon. Said to be close to Biju, a claim she refutes. Some say the actress was with Biju the day he escaped. It has also been reported that Biju had introduced Shalu as his company's executive director to people he had taken money from. The trap was now laid. And the modus operandi was simple. Goodwill generated by an impressive clientele used to lure people. Identifying a vulnerable target, persuading him to invest lakhs of rupees in fictitious power projects. And unsuspecting victims fell into the trap.